Live, but I don't suppose anyone's there at all because I'm a minute early. Anyway, I'm all prepared. I've got my water, which I've just had to steal a bottle from one of my colleagues at the front there, but it was unopened, so I'll steal it and then I'm going to replace it, so don't worry. Now, is it 30 yet? It's not quite, is it? I'm not too sure if anyone's here. Now, I'm running a few little tests, so we're going to be seeing if this works for me. I don't think you'll notice anything that side, but if I look a little bit confused, that'll be why. A couple of apologies to make. Last month, on last month Simon Says, I went outside with the camera because I said, oh yeah, let's go and have a look at the weather and all. Didn't work, did it? If anyone was watching that, I'm sorry, because as I went out, it went a bit like that bloke that used to do the Saturday evening, didn't he? Used to with his microphone. Yeah, that didn't work. So my apologies for that. And I was going to apologise for something else, and I can't remember, but it will come back to me. So I've got a busy morning, busy 30 minutes. If anyone is online, please would you mind making sure that you can hear me, because I haven't got this. See, that's going to be the problem, isn't it? So let's make this bigger. No, not that bigger. Let's make, that's better. Aha, right, there we go. Now we can see people. So I cannot do that. So although I say to you that you won't notice a difference, you do notice a difference, because I can't see you guys. So Del says hi. Hi Del. Reed's from Leeds. Dave's in the house. Pasquale. Hi Pasquale. Well, I actually made another of your. Oh mate. Oh yeah. So you've made it to see us. Well done, Jet Power Pasquale. Del and Dave saying hi. Having a little bit of bro love. Okay. So here we are. Now I have also. This is the other thing I was going to apologise about. Now. One of the comments on my video was from someone, which was very helpful, and I knew I was doing it, and now I think I've rectified it, and you'll see. The comment said, why do you keep looking away from the camera? And which is exactly what I was doing. I was like this. Because I had lots of notes over here, and my camera was over here, and I was like this. So, whoever that was, if you're still watching, maybe you got so bored that you decided to turn off, but nevertheless, thanks very much for that comment, and hopefully now rectified, because I can see you all there, and I can still see some notes there, a little bit of that, and a bit of that. So, I shouldn't be turning my head so much. Anyone else joined us? Paul Haydock, liking the new topic heading, Simon says. Thanks very much, Paul. Okay, so we've got a bit to get through, and we are going to, I'll give you a quick rundown about what we're going to be covering today. We're going to have the weather, what we've had, what we plan to have, and what we've got today as well. I did a little video. I went to, well, you'll probably see, well, you'll certainly see on the video anyway, that's for sure, but you'll possibly know where I was when you see it, but I've done a little video, so we'll do that. A little bit of announcement for someone, a big weekend for someone, bit of news from Tenerife, and some interesting things actually. Something quite interesting has cropped up only this week. The regular good things that happened this month, then we'll go over the market snapshot, so we just see what happened last month in comparison to the same month last year, and also the previous month in comparison to this month. Well, I should say May. And then we'll have a look at some properties we've just taken on. In fact, we'll only be looking really at one property because I've got a couple of announcements to make of properties that we're taking on next week. Then we'll be saying hello to the people that popped in during the month of May, and then we'll have any questions. So if anyone has any questions, maybe just pop them in the chat now or a bit later, and then we'll run through them as well. So, is there anyone who might be coming to Tenerife next week on holiday? I'm sure there's plenty of people going, oh, I wish. So the weather for today, let's put this on here. The weather last week was very, very odd. If you have not membership, but if you're on the list of Tenerife in a teacup, which is something I've just started doing every Friday, I'm putting in just 4 little things, recommendation for a place to go if you come to Tenerife, the weather for the following week, something that happened from our childhoods. Maybe some of you are a bit older than me and some of you are a bit younger than me, but some of you will remember some of the things that go in there, so just a little nod to the past. And the last one is a video. I've been doing it 3 weeks, Tenerife in the Teacup, I think, and I haven't done one of my own videos, so I'm recommending people look at other people's videos, and you might already be a member of their channel and all the rest of it. But if you're not, then you might join their channel, but you might enjoy what I put up there. So let's just have a quick look who else is here. People saying hello to each other. That's very friendly of you, isn't it? Oh, look at you all chatting amongst yourselves. John David says hi. Hi, John. Everyone else has already said hi. No Tenerife for Del this year. Very sad for Del. Okay, so weather this week coming up is sun, sun, sun. But weather last week was pretty grotty. If you were here on holiday, it was not the week that we've just had, but the week before was awful. Really awful. And that's what I was going on about the Tenerife in the Teacup newsletter. One of the videos I did was someone walking in this awful weather. So if you're not a member of Tenerife Teacup, send me an email and then I can add you to the list. I think most people will be, but if you're not, just go to contactsimon.com and that way then you can get hold of all of my contact details. Just whack me a listen and go, just add me to the Tenerife in a Teacup. That's all you need to do, no problem there. Now, let's get on and show our video of this morning, which was taken from, okay, I'm going to play it. Let me just play it. So this is the weather from today. So I'm actually above Los Cristianos, video in this, and I'm going to play it so you can hear, hopefully, the whole video. It's a couple of minutes long, but hopefully you'll enjoy it. Let me put you on here. And let me press play. Oh, I should say that I started this. It turned out really, really bad. There were some cars behind me or something like that. I wasn't actually videoing very well either. So it sort of starts halfway through, but then I went back and I just did everything else again. So you're going to have everything in the video. So a couple of minutes here for today's weather. You can see how beautiful it is out there to La Gomera, although as I say in the video, you can't actually see La Gomera at the moment because it's a little bit hazy still at this time in the morning. It was anyway. So let's press play and away we go. Torres del Sol, just to the right here, these two towers is, where's my finger gone? Oh, there, Torres de Yomeli. We've got the Hotel Piramides here, although Anna would kill me if she hears me saying it that way, but let me go into it a little bit further. There's the Hotel Piramides, I should say. There you go, that's better. Torres de Yomeli, and then we'll have something like in front of that on the coast there will be the Veronica's Strip all along there. Just coming into view here will be, there's Parque Santiago 4, so then to the left of that will be Parque Santiago 3. Then you've got the two towers there just on the outskirts of Los Cristianos, so that's Torres del Sol, right on the Playa Las Vistas. And we've got the little mountain there, that's called Chael Fita, that mountain, isn't it? And then you can see the port down there, a couple of the ferries. Can't see La Gomera at the moment, it's a little bit hazy out. And then we've got, there's the hotel there, which is, used to be called Princesa Dacil, and now it's called the Arona Gran, I think? I think so. Maybe not actually. No. Can't remember the name of it now. And then we can see the rest of Los Cristianos here below us, the tall one, the Costa Mar, I think, Costa Mar. And then off in the distance you can see Playa Graciosa, let's see if we can zoom in a little bit, and then Parque Tropical, El Rincon, that's the little bay there, you can probably see a boat, you see the boat there? And then up on the hill here on the left hand side you've got the Heights, Beverly Hills, up into the hill here, and then we've got a hospital behind us. That's where I am anyway. That's up there, Roca del Conde, and then across there where all the villas are, or a lot of villas are being built here. Now it's coming into here. A lot of villas up there in the area called Caldera del Rey. So there we are, that was this morning's video. So I was up on, if you ever go to Los Cristianos and then you look in the hills behind, I might be telling you something you already know, but there's a massive white building up in the hills, and if you ever wonder what it was, that is the hospital for the south. It's being extended, or it's been built. All right, a lot of people can say, oh, it's been going on for years and years. Well, it has, but it is operational. It is working very, very well. They've still got some stuff to do to finish it. That is very, very true. But yeah, I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, when it's finished as well, they say it's going to be as good as, if not better, than anything they've got up in the north. So would be brilliant. It would be absolutely brilliant to have all of that down here. So just in time for my old age, that'll be. And we've had some other people join us during that video, so let's have a look here and see who's saying hello. Where did we get up to? Bob and I, when I saw that, Bob and I talked about on the phone. Not me, they were talking about themselves, I think. John Davis says hi, John and Sheila. Johnny Vlogger from the UK, or someone as a vlogger in the UK, so he's saying hi. Paul Goulston, hi, so the first time on. Paul Goulston says hi to everyone, so I really don't know if you guys can see these or not. I might just be saying things that you can see anyway, but I'm going to say it anyway because I'm going to say hello to these people. So Beta says hello, Garth and Beta, so they said they're coming over in August, so hi guys, maybe see you when you come over. If you don't know where my office is, go to contactsimon.com. There's all the information. I mean, it's obvious it's all on Tenerife Property Group, but if I give you the domain name, the URL, it's Tenerife Property Group, contact, down there, directions to the office, it's just ridiculous. So go to Contact Simon, and I think at the bottom there it says directions to the office. There's a video there with the address and also directions how to get here from the Church Square. Dell says, Simon's going through some old camcorder vids recently and uploaded one during Tenerife tropical storm. So Dell, send me the link somehow, maybe via email, simonsg@tenerifepropertygroup.com, it says there. So send me an email, Dell, with a link to that, and a lot of people want to see that, I'm sure. I do remember, no, tropical storm 2001, I wasn't here in 2001, so it'd be interesting to see. Send that. Neil Farrer. Neil says, hi, sorry you're late. That's all right. You got detention then, Neil, for an hour after this. Did I go to the bank? No, I didn't go to the bank. Now, I don't know Neil, but I know we've had conversations on Facebook, Neil and myself. And Neil very often stays in the hotel called, come on, what's the name of it? Villa Cortés it is. Villa Cortés. Now, if you have the Tenerife in a Teacup newsletter, I said earlier that I do a recommendation for businesses and things like that. Maybe it's been restaurants so far. And the first one I did, I said I've been doing it for 3 weeks so far, and the first one I did, the first recommendation one was for the bank. And the bank is a new, and I said in the email, and it's going to sound really, really silly, but a new venture from the Venture Group. And that's a big steakhouse there, and that's in the Villa Cortés Hotel. And the Villa Cortés Hotel has rented them this bit here, and it's a steakhouse. And that's where Neil stays. Neil and his wife, they like going there. But he says here, sorry I'm late, did you go to the bank? No, I didn't, Neil. That's the answer to the question. Our balcony is directly above it and look lovely. Yeah, I haven't been, but as I said in my Tenerife in a Teacup newsletter, if it's anything, if any of their other restaurants are to go by, and if you like steak, I mean, I won't be going because if it's steak house, it's mainly going to be steak, but you know, it's going to be absolutely awesome. And I'll tell you, the service will be awesome, and you know, it's probably not going to be the cheapest place in town, but if you want something a bit special, almost certain that's a place to go. John Davis says, coming out in October, nice. Don't think I've missed anyone so far, no. I'm John, met you a few times. Oh yeah, John came over, I remember you now, John. We can see them, we're happy having a chat. Oh, thank you. Right, I got you. So Pascal's saying that he can see all the comments and things like that. And then Vincent says, you showed 2 years ago a video which I noticed about El Cine restaurant. Now I know where it is. Last week I could not find it. Well, oddly, Vincent, in my Tenerife in a, good grief, this is just an advert for Tenerife in the Teacup newsletter, isn't it? In my Tenerife in the Teacup newsletter, my recommendation of the week for a business, which again, as I said to you earlier, was just restaurants, was El Cine. And there is a video that not only did I video me eating the food, but there was also part of that video was to show you how to get there. So Vincent, I will try and get that link out to you. So if you want to go to contactsimon.com, or no, here, look, here, where are we? Oh, for goodness sake, there, that email address. Vincent, just send me an email address and I will send you a link to that video and then you'll better find it. Hopefully you're still here and you better enjoy yourself because it's really worthwhile going to. Right, now what else is on our list? Oh, big weekend for someone. My brother, he's turning 55. So it's my brother's birthday tomorrow, 55 years old. He won't be watching this, I'm absolutely certain. I was going to tell you what present I got him, but I'm not going to tell you just in case he's watching it, but I don't think he will be. But he is 55. So that's that. There could be given one license for an Uber. So in fact, yesterday, Anna and I were driving through, where were we? Tordeviscas, Las Americas area, and I saw an Audi drive past it. It said Uber, and I thought, very cynically, I thought, oh great, here we go. Because there was, I don't know if you've ever been, but in Tordeviscas, back along the seafront there near Santa Maria, if you know where we are, there was a restaurant there, and I don't know if it's still there, but it was called George, not George, who's the guy that swears all the time? You'll probably tell me here in a minute. The guy, the cook, the chef, he swears and he gets really angry and he's got a really rigid forehead here like this. Anyway, they called a restaurant there that name, his name, but they spelt it wrongly, intentionally, and then they could probably say, oh yeah, but that's my name. So it was very unfair on him. Anyway, I saw this Audi drive round and it said Uber on the side, and I thought, a bit unfair on everyone here, you know, pretending you're Uber, and oh, I'll just flag you down because you... And then another one drove. I thought, well, that can't be the same one because I'm driving this way. It can't be in front of me. And then I was driving along and there were like three, not all touching each other, but like three in a queue of traffic. I said to Anna, that's just madness, isn't it? Anyway, because of the news that I'd read the week before about Uber and all the big thing about in Barcelona, I thought, well, I wonder if they're still, wonder if they were here. I hadn't seen these cars by then. So I downloaded the app and there was nothing. You couldn't do anything. But yesterday, having seen all these Uber things, there was the app, and I managed to get onto the app, and yes, it is live. They are here. Uber is here, and it says exactly the same as it did for Barcelona. So for every one Uber license, well, there's one Uber license for every 30 taxis. So there we are. Shows you where they're going to be driving around. Guidazora, Adeje, Arona, Granadilla, Lebona. So yeah, there we are. So, but yeah, now that's actually, I haven't read this yet, but it says here that they're all, maybe I'm not reading that correctly, but I did notice on the app, and I don't know if it's like this on the app in your own country, but it said taxi and black Uber, and the black Uber I think is their luxury car. I mean, they were big Audi, so I'm assuming, well, there they are there. It was these cars here that I saw driving around, so there's a good chance that that's them. Okay, another big day this week, or last week I think it was. This girl here, well, she's probably a girl to me, she's probably 35 or 40 I suppose, she's much younger than I am. She has become our local mayor. So there's been a few changes. Adeje and San Miguel stay the same, but the biggest change was Arona, and that's our municipality. So we've got a female mayor, and there was a three-party thing. They do this thing, I suppose. So those are the three parties: CCPP and Masarona. And she is the first female mayor of Arona, and there she is, Fatima. That's there. So that's a good bit of news. So in fact, the guy who has been ousted for various reasons, might be thick envelopes involved. Can't say anything for sure, but I'm only telling you what I've heard. He has been ousted. He only lives down the road from us. Actually, we can see his house from our house, but I don't think it's anything special. It's nothing special. Right, okay, here's a question for you then. Are people not coming to Tenerife because of the expensive prices of flights? Look at this here. 3.5 million tourists came to the Canary Islands on budget airlines in May. So we're only talking about May this year, but that's a 25% increase over 2022. Yes, it's a massive increase, of course, but we need to consider as well, though, that 2022 was just the sort of coming out of COVID and things like this, and people just a bit tentatively travelling. Some people, you know, if you've got a heart problem or a lung problem, things like that, they're not going to be coming at all. So, you know, it's not really a great figure to be comparing it with. I mean, it says the price has just started going up now, which they are concerned will affect these figures. So is anyone coming over and seeing prices shooting up, prices on maybe holidays or something like that? Simon has disappeared. I'm reading notes here. Simon's disappeared. Right, we will be at. Right, let me go to these notes here and see if anyone says that they're trying to come over. Okay, so Paul says, hi, Simon. First time on. Oh, he's coming back September. We've done these ones here. Oh, Willie Rushton's in. Like, hi, Willie. We haven't seen you for a while. So Willie's coming out in October, staying in Los Cristianos. Well, feel free to come in and come and see me if I'm here, Willie. John Davis is coming out in October. Yeah, we've done this one. Sorry, yeah, Vincent. Okay, so Dale says he sent me the link to the video that he did in 2000. So I'm going to have a look at that and maybe do some of that. Dale says I'm blacking out. Am I on now then? Can anyone see me, or am I? Was this a long time? Oh, Ramsey. It was Ramsey. Thank you, Dave. Yep. Sorry, Simon, they're not displaying goods. That's okay. I need the edit the video. That's okay. Don't worry about that. Well, I'm hoping people can still see me. Just give us a thumbs up if you can, please. Thank you. Right, okay. Let's go on. I shall continue, even if I'm not on the screen. Maybe you can still hear me. Things that happened last month. So what happened last month? A couple of things happened last month of a little note. This is really for me, nothing to do with Tenerife. I started doing some yoga. Anna's been doing yoga for about 6 months, something like that. Yeah, I think she probably started in January. And she asked me to start. I mean, asked me to start. Well, she sort of did ask me to start. Anyway, I thought I'd have a go as well. And it's not as strenuous as I thought. There's a specific type of yoga that she does, and very interesting. And she also does meditation. So I might go on to meditation as well. And also my, I know I said it about 3 months ago that I was going to cut back on drinking, maybe even stop, things like that. Well, on the 6th of May, I stopped for 30 days. So I was going on to the 6th of June, which was my target date, which I did, 30 days. And after 34 days, I had half a bottle of wine that had been left by my brother-in-law that had come round about 2 weeks later. So that half bottle of wine was sitting in my fridge for about 2 weeks before I drank it. Anyway, I then drank that. I haven't been, apart from that and two glasses yesterday with some lunch, I have had no alcohol for, let's say, 40 or so days. And I've lost 2.5 kilos. And I'm not really cutting back. I mean, I only normally have salads and things like that, but I still have potatoes and things, pasta. But I still have packets of crisps and things. And I've even lost 2.5 grand just by cutting out that drink. So I'm quite pleased about that. Let's do this the other way round. What I was going to do was do the, oh, blast, hang on a second, sorry. What I was going to do was do the, here we go. I was going to do the property market check-in thing, but I'm going to show you the properties we've taken on. Latest property we've taken on. This is a 2-bedroom penthouse in Alcalá. And I've done a video, which I'm very pleased with, I should say. And it's probably the best edited video I've done. I did the editing myself. I always do my own editing, but although I did have a period where someone was doing it for me, but anyway, nice penthouse. That's in Alcalá. And Alcalá is a really, really lovely village. It's between Playa San Juan and Los Gigantes, if you don't know. And it really is a lovely, it's got a lovely square, and this particular apartment is about 30 seconds walk away from the seafront, and the whole area is gorgeous. And this has got a parking space, because it does get busy there, because it's only a small village, but really, really nice village. So yeah, so overall, that's a nice take on. Anyone interested, let me know. You know how to get hold of me there. Have a look at the video, see if it's suitable for you. We're also going to take on next week a 2-bedroom apartment in Los Cristianos in Castle Harbour, if anyone knows that. Seems to be well priced. They told me it's going to be about $220. This is from the Spanish guys in front. This is what I say. The Spanish guys in front, they do get some properties from their contacts. So, you know, if you're looking for something, just let me know and we'll see if we can find it for you. And I'm also next week, maybe the week after, it might roll into the week after, I'm taking on a villa in Roque del Conde, which is probably a third built. It was being built by a couple. He is very famous in the music world. You would almost certainly have heard something from him. Almost certainly you'd have heard something that he's written or played on or something. And they were building this villa, and now due to ill health, he's decided that he can't carry on, and the wife's in agreement, and that's it. So I'm going to have that for sale as well very, very shortly. So that'll be an interesting thing as well. I'll let you know when that all comes up. Now what we're going to do is we are going to have a look at, this is the market snapshot. So this is the market snapshot. So for those of you that have never seen this before, we will go from, we look at comparisons of meters, 1,000 euros per metre squared for properties sold, and 1,000 euros per metre squared for properties on the market, which I'll explain in a second. Now, this particular slide shows us the difference between May 2023 and May 2022. Sorry, the way around. And you can see how the increase has gone up there. So there's been a 15% increase in the area of Verona over those 12 months there. Then there's also Los Cristianos, so you can see, you know, again over the last 12 months, between the readings of May last year and the sales price of May this year. Again, you can see the same there for the Adeje area, gone up nearly 30% in the last 12 months. And the Costa Adeje area, which is a smaller area, so Adeje area is Adeje itself, and that'll include Playa Paraíso, Cayo Salvaje, going right up to Las Americas. But then, you know, and Adeje itself, and going all around the towns there. And then you've got, this is Costa Adeje, which is just along the coast there. So property prices there, gone up. Everything's going up, as we all know. Now this is month on month. And if I remember rightly, the Verona area was around 1% last time I did this, which would have been last month. But this is the difference between April this year and May this year. So these are, again, sale prices, and this is 1,000 euros per metre squared. So it's just the way that the Europeans, if you're not in Europe, like if you're in the UK, we don't normally do this sort of thing. I think it might be being a bit of a standard thing to do, but it's not so regular, or wasn't in my time anyway. So you can see the differences again, some increases there. This is month on month. And then we've got here, this is for May. So at the end of May, there were 9,234 properties available for sale throughout the whole of Tenerife. As I always say, these numbers are taken from the same source every month so that we can get an idea of whether prices are going up or going down. It's just, you know, and they're very, they're not perfect. They're never going to be perfect, unfortunately, because of where we are. But, you know, if we take the same source and we take the same sort of, you know, time differences and things like this, then we're going to get an idea. Now, the thing is, agents sometimes take on a property and forget to take it off if it's sold, and sometimes owners will give the property out to 2 or 3 people, so you might see the same property. So maybe there's not 9,000 available for sale, maybe there are 9,000 rather than 9,234. Anyway, we'll just carry on. Property for sale in the whole of Verona, 1,481, and then that's the asking price now, the average asking price for properties in the area of Verona. This is in Los Cristianos. Don't forget, Los Cristianos incorporates part of what we would probably assume being Las Americas. So 1,400 properties there in Arona for sale, and out of that in the Los Cristianos area, 367 with an average asking price of 4,200 euros. This is now the area of Adeje, so don't forget it's taken in Adeje itself and then Costa Adeje and everything. So the amount of properties available for sale, 1,684 in the Adeje area, and average asking price of 4,419. And then we've got this one here. So this is now more Las Americas concentrated. Again, it says 140 properties there for sale in Las Americas, but as I say, don't forget some of that's sort of taken care of in some of the Los Cristianos area, but 5,000 euros average asking price per metre squared. And then this is the final one. Did go a bit wonky there actually, but then again, so we've seen this figure already, 1,684 properties in the Adeje area for sale, and then along the Costa Adeje area about 1,000, and again 5,000 euros per metre squared is the average asking price. So I will post those onto Instagram and Facebook, so if you want to look at those a little bit more closely, if you've got any questions, then you can ask me. Let's have a look and see if anyone... Dell says I'm back. Thank you, Dell. That's why Neil. I saw Neil put a shilling in the meter, and I know what you. I sort of knew what you meant, because when people say, "Oh, my phone's getting cut off," and I say, "Oh, you need to put another 50p," that's me, you see, Neil. So obviously a bit of a difference in let's say age group. I would say put a 50 pence in the meter. You probably remember the old putting 50 pence in for the electric. So that's why Neil said that, because I'd gone, and then Dell says back. And then Pascal says back now. So thank you very much. Thank you, thank you. Gordon Ramsay was the person. A couple of you put that there. Thank you. Gordon Ramsay, I was talking about Uber, so it was Gordon Ramsay. But, you can spell Ramsay R-A-M-S-A-Y and R-A-M-S-E-Y, and they've done it the other way to his actual name. So, of course, they can say, yeah, well, our top chef's called Gordon Ramsay. Of course he is. But anyway, I just thought, oh, this is someone going to trick customers into... picking up an Uber. Oh yeah, are you here for the Uber? Oh yeah, that's ours, and where's 75,000 euros for a 2-minute trip? But anyway, it's not. It is the genuine Uber. Right, any questions here? Prices on flights have gone up, but cheap flights around, coming out December, maybe September too. So that's Johnny saying that. Mark Brooks says always pay around £300 each for flights in May. 300 each. 300, that's okay. I don't think that's too bad. Neil says nothing is coming down, so get used to it. That's in prices, I suppose. Ours went up by £100 on last year's. We book a package holiday. So that's Carl, that's Willie, saying they go through Jet2, and theirs have gone up £100. I expect that's probably per person. Flights are never cheap from the north of England. I've never had a cheap flight. Poor old Dave from Leeds. You see, that's the beauty though. You see, you get the benefit of living in Leeds. You've got to pay for it, mate, Oh dear, funny. Morning. Oh, Jim Merriott says, morning, I've noticed a massive increase in the prices. They have gone up by 2.5% since last year from Bournemouth. And Neil says here, how much is that penthouse at the top of the Twin Tower? Oh, it was something like, Neil. Right, okay. So, going back to that video that I did this morning, there were two lots of Twin Towers. One's called Torres de Ormelli and the other one's called Torres del Sol. And the Torres del Sol one is the one closer to Los Cristianos. And the two top floors there are for sale. And Neil's asking me how much those are. And I will have the answer for you, because I asked for them once and I think I made a note. I thought it was something absolutely ridiculous. Sorry, I'm just looking through my notes here. There was a top floor, and there we are. Price? Actually, there we go. Look, project of 4 100-metre squared apartments. So, one of those towers, the top floor, cutting it in 4, and bearing in mind that the whole thing needs doing. There's not even any planning permission on that either at that time when I spoke to this guy. And this was in August 2022. So just as a little bit of fun, if anyone could be bothered to put something in, if you don't say anything, that'd be fine. I'll tell you in a second anyway, it's not going to be a big secret. But how much do you think then? Bearing in mind, you've got to do everything, absolutely everything, and get planning permission and do that whole floor. There's a new lift there, ooh, big deal. That was his biggest selling, but apart from the views, obviously the views are going to be absolutely fantastic. So you could make 4 penthouses at the top there. Well, let's have a look, see if anyone's, no one has put a price in yet, but a bit too soon probably. I'll tell you, 2.95 million euros just to buy that top floor, and then you crack on with it. I think that's a whole load of money for that, especially, oh, Kieran's arrived, just got out of the water. Oh, Neil says 1 million. Yeah, I've just said that. 3 million euros, Neil, for that top thing. Unbelievable, 3 million euros. So once you've done everything, and everything has to be structurally proper, because it would be good to have it structurally proper in a house, but if you want to be doing that on top of everyone else, you want to make sure that's definitely structurally thing. So how much is that going to cost for 4 apartments? Let's say probably another million, I suppose. So it's going to be like 4 million. So you'd want to be selling each of those apartments for over €1 million each. I can't quite see that myself. Mind you, the property prices going up as they are. Maybe, you never know. Right, what else got on our list? Have we got anything else on our list to say for today's show? No, you see, because I'm going to go look for that blooming note. I've lost my notes now. I've lost my place. Where are we here? Right, so we've done the market snapshot, done the properties we've taken on and going to be taken on. People that came in and said hello in May. This is something that I'm going to be doing. Excuse me. This is something I'll be doing. So if anyone pops in, remind me to make a note of your name, because in May, Richard and Jenny, I don't think they're here at the moment, they might see the video, so Richard and Jenny came into the office and they said hello. So if you're passing and you see me walking along, now I know lots of people walk along with sunglasses and hats, so it may not be me, so I know you might say, well, I don't want to make a fool of myself. But anyway, if you see me and you think it looks like me, and I know lots of people, but it's probably only going to be me with that, isn't it? To say hello or come into the office. I may not be here, I may be out. If you really want to chat about something, and if you want to chat about buying a property or selling a property or moving here or something like that, then make an appointment and I'll make sure I'm here. So that is me. We're now 7 minutes over time. Hopefully it's been okay for you. It hasn't been too boring. But if you've got any questions, has anyone got actual questions? Yeah, Johnny was well out. Johnny Vlogger said 300,000 for that price on that property. We sold a studio in there for just under 200,000 at the start of the year. That's a studio apartment. So again, price is going up. Kieran's is looking good. Thank you, Kieran. Kieran says sorry he's late. He had to fix the immersion heater. Well, you are also with Neil in detention once I finish this, so you'll have to speak with each other for an hour. Okay, John says great session. I am going to call it a day, unless anyone's got anything specific they want to say. Doesn't look like I have, so I must apologise as well, because I started off the show by apologising. I've got to apologise again to say that if you're on Facebook and watching this, I must apologise. I cannot see any comments at all. I'd had an idea I was going to set up on an iPad or another phone the Facebook thing, but I didn't get round to that. I came in an hour early and I still didn't get time to set that up anyway. But that is the end of the show. I'll see you in the next one. If you need any information, you know how to get hold of me, all that information there.